Alright, so is this board visible? Can you see this board?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just give me a few seconds more. Yes, that's it. So let me summarize what we have discussed in last class, because I think some of you are not clear about the mathematics used in quantum mechanics. Just let me give a short summary. So we know that this wave function is supposed to carry all the information, and it follow this equation. And psi is actually a function of position and time here. Okay. And although we did not give you any proof of this, but energy is given by this operator, position is given by this operator. So position operator is like a variable. Momentum is given by this operator. And if you see now, this is like E psi. This is equivalent to P square upon 2m psi, and this is like V psi. Okay. How do we get these value? That we will not discuss. ये कहाँ से मिला हमको? ये आपको नहीं बताएंगे. Okay. So these are some strange property that momentum is given by derivative with respect to x. Now, if we solve this equation, we will get the corresponding wave function, and we solved this part for a very easy problem, free particle. Free particle means no force or V is equal to 0. Okay. In classical mechanics, free particle means V is equal to constant. Let us say V naught, and x is equal to some x naught plus V naught t, right? That's how we represent a free particle. It is moving with some constant velocity, and obviously position is now changing with respect to this formula. So at t is equal to 0, x was at x naught. What about quantum mechanics? So in quantum mechanics, we realized that the wave function of that particle is given by this formula. And there are infinite terms like this. One parameter is a, one is k, one is omega, and h bar square k square by 2m is equal to h bar omega, or you can cancel one h bar. This was the relation between k and omega. And we realize that there are many interpretations of this wave function. If we consider only one wave, then we get a situation where momentum is precise, means delta p is precisely 0, there is no error momentum, position is uncertain, is completely uncertain, or delta x is infinite. And if we consider all wave, then position is precise now. Means there is no error in delta x, but now momentum is completely uncertain, right? Means now delta p is now infinity. And if we take some terms, कुछ ही terms लेते हैं, obviously delta p is not infinite, it is less than infinity, but it is also greater than 0. Delta x, it is not infinity or 0, but it is somewhere in between. You may ask, which one is the correct solution? आप पूछ सकते हैं कि इतने सारे possibilities हैं, कौन सा solution correct होगा इस particle के लिए? Let me tell you, all the answers are correct. सभी answers correct हैं. It depends on how do you measure the position and momentum of particle. ये depend करता है कि आपकी machine क्या है और वो किस चीज को measure करने में ज़्यादा accurate है. If your machine measures precisely this case, means it can measure precisely momentum, it means that machine will be capturing only one of the wave. If your machine has a good precision in calculating position, then your machine is actually measuring all the waves together. Okay. If your machine is in between, यदि आपकी machine कुछ बीच में है जो दोनों में significant error रखती है, it means the machine is capturing only some of the components of this wave. So that's the difference between classical and quantum mechanics. In classical mechanics, this is the answer. हमेशा यही आंसर रहेगा. Either I measure, you measure, or your friend measure. कोई भी measure करे, we will always get same answer. That is not the case here. यहाँ पे ये case नहीं है. Electron is moving with some velocity, but we will see different output depending on how we measure, what machine we are using for measurement. Same problem के multiple answers मिलेंगे, depend करेगा कि आप कैसे measure कर रहे हैं और क्या measure कर रहे हैं. And accordingly, you will get any of the answers in this list. इसी list में से कोई भी answer आपको मिल सकता है. So in classical mechanics, you have only one answer, one fixed answer. It does not depend how you measure, कौन सी machine से measure करते हैं. But in quantum mechanics, everything matters on your type of measurement. या सब कुछ डिपेंड करता है कि आपका मेजरमेंट क्या है और कैसे हो. Accordingly, you will see different aspects of the same electron. इसी इलेक्ट्रॉन का बिहेवियर आपको डिफरेंट दिखाई देगा आपके मेजरमेंट के अकॉर्डिंग. ओके. So let us say you have got one answer. आपको कोई एक आंसर मिला, means you have got one wave function from here. Now question is, how do I theoretically calculate relevant quantities? You can measure delta x, delta p from machine. I am assuming that I am just getting psi from somewhere. कैसे ही मुझको wave function मिल चुका है. I want to know different aspects or different properties contained in that wave function. So psi is a complex variable or complex number. Any information in it? Psi directly does not give you any information or no direct information. And it is expected also. It's a complex number. So, you know, in real life, things are real. They can be positive or negative, but it is meaningless to have complex. But psi star psi has meaning. What is the meaning? Psi star psi dx is equal to px dx. What is this? Is recording on? Yes. Probability of finding particle around x in a region of size dx. It also means that integral x1 to x2 psi star psi dx is equal to what? Probability of finding particle from x1 to x2. Okay. So these are the properties of psi. Now once you know probability distribution, आपको एक बार probability distribution पता चल चुका है, you can calculate average of various quantities. Like in thermal physics, how do you calculate average speed? Average speed कैसे calculate करते हैं आप? Speed into corresponding speed distribution. This is give you average speed. How do you calculate RMS? Is equal to V square PV/dV, right? Same thing is here. वही argument यहाँ पर भी है. If I want to know what is my average position, कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे आप? Average position is x bar or this, whatever style you choose, is equal to, in statistical mechanics it has this meaning, in quantum mechanics roughly same meaning, but the style of writing is bit different. Okay, limit full minus infinity to infinity. But this thing is equal to this also because this operator behaves like a variable. But हमेशा नहीं कर सकते. Average momentum which is P bar or this. How do I write? P corresponding probability distribution, or the exact way of writing is psi star x, P here, psi x dx. Now it look like that P is another variable. आपको देखने से लग रहा होगा कि P कोई नया वेरिएबल है, बट नहीं. P is a function of x. Limits minus infinity to infinity. H bar upon I del over del x psi x dx. Okay. If I want to know average of position square, means x square average or x square average, same, minus infinity to infinity psi star x square psi dx. Average of momentum square means p square average or p square average, same manner, psi star. Now there are two p, right? So h bar upon I del over del x, again h bar upon I del over del x over psi dx, which is I into I minus h bar square minus infinity to infinity psi star Px. Okay. What is error in the measurement of x? So you know this formula, delta x, which is x square average minus x average square half. What is x square average? We calculated here. X average square we have also calculated. Error in p square average, p average square half square root. And if you calculate this delta x and delta p, this will always be this. Now you can verify this. अब आप इसको verify भी कर सकते हैं. तो take any wave function. इसमें से कोई सा wave function लीजिए. Either one wave, some terms, or all infinite waves. In all cases, चाहे कोई सा wave function हो, this is always true. ये हमेशा true है. Okay. So this is the mathematical framework to get various relevant quantities from wave function. What about other quantities? So like kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is P square by 2m average. Mass is constant. So it is actually average of P square, right? Means this formula. What about potential energy? Potential energy is a function of position, right? Let us say Vx is x square. मान लेते हैं x square. Then what is potential energy? X square average. Let us say potential energy is 1 by x. Then average of 1 by x. Okay. So we see that all the quantities are either function of momentum or position, and therefore these relations will work everywhere. यदि आप इतना भी calculate कर लेते हैं, you can calculate almost everything. You know the operator form of P, you know the operator form of X, and that is enough to calculate all the physical quantities. Any doubt here? यहाँ पे किसी को कुछ पूछना है? All right. So now let me go to the next level. By the way, what is Px? Px dx is probability of finding particle around x in a region dx. What is Px equal to? What is the meaning of Px? कोई define कर सकता है? Px की definition क्या है? I mean, let us say I calculate P at 0.3. I get, let us say, 0.7 number. What is the meaning of this statement? क्या मिलेगा मुझे इससे? Does it mean that this gives me probability of finding particle at x is equal to 0.3? क्या इसका मतलब ये है कि x is equal to 0.3 पर पार्टिकल मिलने के चांस 70% है? How many of you think that x is equal to 0.3 पर at x is equal to 0.3 there are 70% chance of getting particle from this equation? कितने लोग इस बात का फेवर करते हैं? Raise your hands. Okay, put down. Now, how many of you do not favor? Okay. So, Ashutosh, why do you think that this is not equal to 70%? That x is equal to 0.3?
Sir,
it represents probability density.
Yes. So yes, put on your head. So I mean, please get rid of this confusion. In fact, Px does not have any meaning. Let me tell you what is the difference between Px and Px dx. Let us say Px tells me probability of finding particle. Let us say all the particles, I have 100 particles and they are distributed from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 10. Okay. So there are some distribution and these 100 particles are somewhere in this range. Now someone tell me that P x is equal to 6 is 0.8. It does not mean that x is equal to 6 पर at s is equal to 6 80% particles are there. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि x is equal to 6 पर 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. इसका मतलब ये नहीं हुआ कि x is equal to 6 पर 80% पार्टिकल है, सबके सब पार्टिकल 80% पार्टिकल जस्ट यहाँ पर आ गए. नो, P is the probability density. This P is not probability, it is probability density. ये क्या होता है? This is same like mass density. Let us say mass density of some object. This is an object. It has a non-uniform mass distribution. Total mass 10 kg है इसका, but it is not uniformly distributed. ये uniformly distributed नहीं है. It is distributed by this formula. Means at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, there is no mass, but as you go along both the direction, density starts increasing. If I ask you what is the mass at 1 1, what is your answer? क्या आप किसी एक पॉइंट पर मास कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं? Is it possible to calculate mass precisely at a point? Mass at a point has no meaning. Mass in a volume has a meaning. And how much is the mass in a volume? Let us say at 1 1, I have a volume, very small volume, size is dV. How much is the mass in this small volume? Rho 1 1 into dV. This is the mass. Okay. So this is mass density. And it does not give me mass at a point. इससे मैं किसी एक point पर mass नहीं calculate कर सकता. This is a mass in volume. Same thing is here. This is probability density. It does not give me anything meaningful. But yes, Px into dx. This is the probability. This is a measurable quantity. And what is the meaning of Px dx? Probability of finding particle in a small region around x of size dx. So when I say Px is equal to 6.8 is equal to 0.8, it does not mean that 80% particle will be here. 80% means 80 particles. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि 80 particles यहाँ होंगे. It means that P x is equal to 0, x is equal to 6, dx is equal to 0.8 dx. Let us say dx is equal to 0.01. So how much is this? 0.8 into 0.01 is equal to. So how many chances are there? 0.8% particle will be there in a region of 0.01 around x is equal to 6. x is equal to 6 के around 0.01 size का एक region लीजिए. In that region you will get 0.008% particle, means roughly 0.8. इतने region में आपको roughly 0.8 particle मिलेगा. So px dx is the measurable thing, px is not. Like rho has no measurement, although it has information on mass, but it is not mass. It is multiply with volume, give you a measurable thing. Same is here. It is the px dx which has the meaning. Px has no meaning. Psi star psi dx has the meaning. Psi star psi itself has no meaning. One minute. So please be clear about this feature of probability. Px is density. Let me write it somewhere explicitly. This is called probability density. It does not give you directly. इससे आपको directly कोई information नहीं मिलता है. But px dx, this is probability. Experiment से आपको px dx मिलता है, px कभी नहीं मिलेगा. Like if you do the experiments, sorry, like here, you never get rho directly. आपको density कभी directly नहीं मिलती है. You calculate mass of a small region divided by the volume, and then you get the density at that point. आप एक छोटा सा मास लेते हैं. What you really calculate, आप experimentally calculate करते हैं, वो rho x by dv calculate करते हैं. Then you divide it by dv to find rho. So measurable thing हमेशा ये होता है. Okay? This is the limited version of same thing. So we know that yes, psi gives us all the thing, but psi has to have this restriction. क्या restriction है? Minus infinity to infinity, psi star psi dx, which is equal to which is, if we write in words, probability of finding particle in the universe. किसी डोमेन में सर्च नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम देख रहे हैं कि यूनिवर्स में पार्टिकल है भी या नहीं. So obviously it is one. A particle is there, it has to be somewhere in the universe. So this has to be equal to 1. So this is always true. इसमें कोई if but नहीं है. Now let us say we have a function. कोई फंक्शन हमको ऐसा मिलता है. We have a function which is such that this thing is not equal to 1. Obviously it is some number, and let us say this number is not is equal to 1. Then अब क्या करेंगे? and obviously if it is not is equal to 1, it cannot give us right description of particles. यदि वो 1 नहीं है तो हमें उससे प्रॉब्लम का सही description नहीं मिलेगा. So we have to normalize it. कैसे normalize करेंगे? Let us say it is not is equal to 1. It will be some constant. कोई तो constant होगा. Right? Then we rescale psi by what number? Okay. इससे क्या होगा? Now calculate psi star upon root c, psi upon root c dx. Psi star psi dx is c upon c is equal to 1. So by multiplying or divide it by a suitable number so that your psi becomes this integral becomes 1 is called the normalization of the wave function. So wave function must always be normalized, and if it is not, यदि वो नहीं भी है, you can normalize it by multiplying it by some suitable constant so that it becomes 1. Unless psi star psi is 1, जब तक psi star psi 1 नहीं होगा integral, you cannot apply this formula. ये सब formula आप नहीं apply कर सकते. So psi star, this psi is a normalized wave function here. Okay. So psi here must be normalized because then only it will represent the probability density, and then only we can calculate this quantity. If you have a psi which is not normalized, you have to normalize it first. आपको उसको normalize करना होगा पहले. कैसे normalize करेंगे? Just find that constant पता कीजिए and divide by the square root of the same constant, and you will get the normalized wave function. So this is unnormalized. This is now normalized wave function. All right. So this is all about wave function. Now let us try to solve some general problem with more complicated problem. This is the equation, right? Let us solve it for any v. Now we are not putting v is equal to 0. We are going to solve it for some arbitrary form of potential. All we have that v is a function of x. हमको सिर्फ ये मानना है कि v x का कोई फंक्शन है. So it can be 0, it can be constant, it can be x square, it can be 1 by x. It could be anything. Now how do we solve it? Obviously we cannot solve it completely. पूरा तो solve नहीं कर सकते because we do not know what is v. But can we simplify it? क्या हम इसको simplify कर सकते हैं? Let us see. So you can see here we have derivative with respect to time. Here we have derivative with respect to x, and this is also a function of x only. So look like that left hand side depends on time, right hand side depends on x, and they are completely separate from each other. So let me see if this kind of solution work or not. So psi is a function of both position and time. Let me write it as a function of x only, and another symbol theta. Theta is not a good symbol. Okay. So I am just assuming this is the solution. मान लेते हैं कि जो भी solution है it's a product of two component. One depends on x only, one depends on time only. Now let us put it here. Phi theta, right? Phi theta. So phi is a function of x only, and this is a partial time derivative. So phi is like a constant. It will get out easily. Okay. Here, eta is a function of time, and this is partial derivative with respect to x. So eta will get out like a constant, and we have and if I divide this everything by phi eta, what I get? On the left hand side, this cancels. What I'm getting? I h bar 1 by eta del eta by del t. Here eta cancels. What I'm getting? 1 upon phi del 2 phi over del x square, right? Into b. Now this is look like the previous equation with some modification, but there is one more complicated thing. I is a constant, h bar is a constant, eta is function of time only. Del eta by del t is function of time only. This whole thing is function of time. I mean whatever is the form, it will have only constant and time. इसका जो भी form होगा उसमें constant मिलेंगे और time मिलेगा. There is no x anywhere. What about this part? Constant, function of x only, function of x only, function of x only. So left hand side is a function of time only, right hand side is a function of x only. Is that possible? क्या ऐसा हो सकता है? Obviously, it cannot be true. It means only one possible solution now exists. That this is equal to some constant. Let me say c, and this is also equal to that constant. Okay, this is the only possible equivalence now. That ये quantity कोई constant है, although it is changing with. So there is a time, but no matter what is the time, this whole function does not change. भले ही time है, but time बढ़ने के बावजूद भी ये function change नहीं हो रहा है. It always remains this. Same thing with the x only. There are x in this, but even if you change x, this whole thing does not change. ये पूरा फॉर्मूला चेंज नहीं होता है. We always get a constant. Now can we solve for eta? क्या eta के साथ solve कर सकते हैं इसको? What is the solution of this equation? And let me write it E for a purpose. इसको भी E लिखिए. There is a reason behind it. Del eta upon eta. Okay. And let me bring IHY from here to here. E upon HY. 1 upon I becomes minus I. And T is here. What is this? Sorry, if we integrate now, what is this? Log eta. What is this? Or what is eta? So time dependence is clear. कम से कम टाइम डिपेंडेंस तो क्लियर है. E क्यों लिखा गया है? I will explain later. हमने यहाँ पे कांस्टेंट को E क्यों माना वो हम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे बाद में. So this thing is clear. Time dependence is quite easy to follow. What about right hand side? इसको भी सॉल्व कर सकते हैं क्या? Obviously no. Why? We need to know the form of potential. हमको पता होना चाहिए पोटेंशियल किस तरह का है. Then only we can solve it. But still, we can write in elegant form. So minus h bar square upon 2m plus b phi is equal to e phi. Okay. So you can see this is again same equation. ये फिर से वही equation आ गया. This is like p square upon 2m. This is potential. This is equal to total energy. Only thing is now this equation has no time in it. इस equation में कोई time नहीं है. Okay, and that is why we say this is also a Schrodinger equation, but since it does not have time, we say this is Schrodinger time independent equation. But always remember this is not the complete solution. The complete solution नहीं है. Complete solution has to be this. Position part into time part. This only give you position part only. Attach with the time part, then only you will get the complete solution. Okay. So time part is quite easy to see, and this equation follow the position part only. So you can write time dependent Schrodinger equation, which is I h bar del psi by del t is equal to minus h bar square upon 2m plus b psi is equivalent to time independent Schrodinger equation, which is this minus h bar square upon 2m del 2, put any variable, phi or psi, does not really matter, plus v phi is equal to e phi, and time component, time evolution equation. What is that? I h bar del eta over del t is equal to e eta, or eta is equal to e to the power minus I e t upon h bar, and psi is equal to pi into eta. So either you solve this one complicated equation of two वेरिएबल, या तो इस एक इक्वेशन को सॉल्व कीजिए जो दो वेरिएबल की है, और यू सॉल्व ओनली वन इक्वेशन विद वन वेरिएबल ओनली. इसको सॉल्व करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, सॉल्व कर चुके हैं ऑलरेडी. ओके, सो इन दैट सेंस this right hand side part is somewhat easy to deal with, and you can see this phi is not changing with time. Phi has a position only, and therefore we say that these are stationary states. Why stationary state? Because this phi is not changing with time. Does not change with time. Okay, so this is, we just rewrite Schrödinger equation in a somewhat simplified manner so that we can get some good solutions. Now you may say, why put E? And when I say E, I actually means energy. ये constant energy क्यों माना हमने? So let us try the same method for free particle. यदि B को 0 कर दें, we can do, and we know the solution. Solution भी हमको मिल चुके हैं. We should get similar solution, right? Solution एक साथ consistent होना चाहिए. What is the time dependent part there? Time dependent part क्या था वहाँ पर? This is e to the power minus I omega t, right? Let me write this. What is the time dependent part for free particle? Eta was e to the power minus I omega t. What is omega? E is equal to h bar omega. Put here, what we get? E to the power minus I e t upon h bar. Same आ रहा है? It means this constant has to be energy. ये constant energy ही हो सकता है. It is nothing else. ये कुछ है भी नहीं. वो यहाँ से भी दिख रहा है आपको. h bar square upon 2m del 2 by del x square. This is p square upon 2m kinetic energy plus potential energy. So this has to be energy. ये energy ही है. Left hand side से भी देख सकते हैं. Del over del t, which is operator for energy. ये energy का operator है. So it has to be energy only. So whatever technique you apply, it is clear that this constant is nothing but energy. ये energy ही है. You can see from any point of view. Any doubt here? यहाँ पे कुछ doubt है किसी को? If anyone want to ask anything here, he or she can ask. By the way, are you getting these things or सब ऊपर से जा रहा है? How many of you are getting the things? Raise your hands. आपको कितने लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है? All right. And how many of you are not getting the things? Put down your hands. आप में से कितने लोगों को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है? All right, so very few. Okay, put down your hands. So I understand these things happens that sometimes you do not understand anything and you have nothing to ask. नहीं आपको समझ में आता है ना आपका पूछने के लिए कुछ होता है. So please feel free to ask. आप कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आता है, please let me know. And if you do not know what to ask, यदि आपको ये भी क्लियर नहीं कि पूछना क्या है, so I suggest that read on your own. And let me tell you, मैं आपको इन्फॉर्म करना भूल गया था. Few notes are uploaded here. Go to file section, class material, resources. So this is pages from a book. How many pages are there? Roughly. So you do not have to read this 86 pages. You will have to read only few of them. Let me tell you what you need to read from this book. I will explain. आपको क्या क्या पढ़ना है. So this is your syllabus. Okay. And this is the part of that book. What is the first topic? Failure of classical concepts, right? Means this part. Failure of classical concept means this light quanta, Planck radiation, wave particle duality, the principle of spectral decomposition. So I have discussed in the first class. This is interference experiment. This is polarization experiment. Okay. This is the polarization experiment here. And this is de Broglie wave. So A1, A2, A3. Okay. What is the next topic? Wave particle duality. So it is the same thing. These experiments suggest that wave and particles are same, and their quantitative analysis is given by de Broglie. De Broglie means this de Broglie relations. E is equal to h nu or P is equal to h upon mb. Okay, B1 only. B1 and few parts from here, from the last of the book. Nothing is here. Anyway. Let me show you. Where is complement? Order of the magnitude, yes. So complement A1, page 35. What else is in your syllabus? Wave packet, phase and group velocity. What is next? Heisenberg principle. Next thing. Wave function and its interpretation. Probability normalization. This is what we are discussing today. ये आज डिस्कस किया हमने. Time dependent and independent we discussed today. What else? Simple equations. This we will discuss tomorrow or next class. So we have discussed one application already. एक application discuss कर ही चुके हैं. Free particle. We will discuss one more. Particle in box. Now let me tell you what is the reading reference for all these. So wave packet I will provide in some other text. Heisenberg principle. So this is complement A. This is for this de Broglie relations. This is complement B, page 39. This is for Heisenberg relation. Okay. What else? Wave function in physical meaning. It is here. B and C is also here. Page 41. This is not needed. Don't go through this. Now wave function. Go up again. De Broglie relations are done. This is wave function. Content expression of a particle. Page 13. The particle is there. Page 14. This is the wave packet, but I'll give you some other resource for wave packet. This is somewhat complicated here, so don't go through this. Heisenberg relation here also is 19. Time evolution we will discuss later, not now. Stationary states D1, page 24. Okay, so this much you need to read from this book, and for remaining things I'll provide you another resource. So please go through it, give it some time. और यदि आपको फिर भी clear नहीं होता है, please let me know. Okay. Any doubt?
Yes, sir. I have doubt from previous two classes.
Yes.
And sir, first one doubt is if we are doing an interference from low intensity and less exposure of time, that there is need of coherent source.
You always need coherent sources for interference, right?
Yes.
So coherent source should always be there. Coherent source की जरूरत हमेशा ही है. Or what do you mean? See, the point there is that even if you have coherent source होने के बावजूद भी लो इंटेंसिटीज एंड लेस एक्सपोजर टाइम पर इंटरफेरेंस नहीं मिला था।
यस सर।
कोहेरेंट नहीं है तब तो नहीं मिलेगा, बट कोहेरेंट होने के बावजूद भी नहीं मिल रहा है, देन हाउ विल यू एक्सप्लेन? तब कैसे एक्सप्लेन करेंगे आप?
सर वहाँ पे कोहेरेंट सोर्स एक ही है एंड नंबर ऑफ फोटोन कम थे। अगर सर हम 2-4 सोर्स रख दें जो कोहेरेंट ना हो तो नंबर ऑफ फोटोन बढ़ सकता है ना सर, कुछ पॉसिबिलिटी है फिर?
Right. So see, that is the point of discussion there. If you have large number of photons, then see the things are like this. Let me explain it like here. According to wave nature, intensity high है या low है, you will always get interference, right? आपको interference हमेशा ही मिलेगा. It has nothing to do with intensity. यदि लाइट वेव नेचर ही शो करता है तो क्या इंटेंसिटी में फर्क पड़ता है क्या? इंटेंसिटी कम भी कर देंगे तो क्या इंटरफेरेंस नहीं दिखेगा?
सर दिखेगा सर।
Right? But let us say it has a photon nature. ज्यादा फोटोन हो या कम फोटोन हो, डू यू सी इंटरफेरेंस? फोटोन से इंटरफेरेंस बनना ही नहीं है, चाहे फोटोन ज्यादा हो या कम हो. फोटोन मीन्स पार्टिकल लाइक बिहेवियर. नाउ इंटरफेरेंस in most of the case so this behavior, but in a very particular case means low intensity and less exposure goes to this class. वो इस क्लास से मैच करता है. In other cases it matches to this class, this and this. Okay, so why in this particular case it matches with this class? ऐसा क्या हुआ कि एकदम से फोटो नेचर डोमिनेट करने लगा? That was the problem at that time. See, कोई भी थ्योरी, कोई भी फिनोमेना आप देते हैं, it should work in all cases. यदि वो काम नहीं कर रही है, then you must have a reason for it. क्या वेव थ्योरी एक्सप्लेन कर सकती है कि एक्सपोजर टाइम कम करते इंटरफेरेंस क्यों नहीं बन रहा है? क्या कोई कनेक्शन है एक्सपोजर टाइम का वेव से?
No, sir.
Right? So if there is no connection of exposure time with wave, then you should see interference for less exposure time also. आपको कम टाइम पे भी मिलना चाहिए था, but नहीं मिला. So in some particular cases photon nature dominate. Most of the cases wave nature आ रहा है, but फिर भी यदि किसी केस में photon nature आ रहा है, there must be some explanation. और सिर्फ interference में ही नहीं, we have same phenomena in polarization, we have same phenomena in diffraction. Everywhere we see the same phenomena. This is optics. ऐसे ही आपको atomic में भी देखने को मिलते हैं strange behavior. So we must have some answer for it. ऐसा तो नहीं कि फिजिक्स एक रीजन में काम करेगा दूसरे में नहीं काम करेगा, आप फिर दूसरा फिजिक्स खोजेंगे. There has to be one science only. जितना भी कुछ हो रहा है इस यूनिवर्स में सबका एक ही लॉजिक होना चाहिए. So it is the search, it is the hunting behind the main search. ये सब उसी एकमात्र सत्य को खोजने की कोशिश है. So from these experiments we realize that जो पढ़ते आ रहे हैं क्लासिकल मैकेनिक्स और न्यूटन मैकेनिक्स और क्लासिकल ऑप्टिक्स, that is not the real truth. Okay, so let me end here. If you still have doubt, I will address in the next class again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you can leave.